Well, you take a family favorite sedan nameplate, add in a turbocharged engine, maybe an 8-speed dual clutch transmission, throw in a little launch control, a little sport suspension, and what do you get? You get the Sonata N-Line. So for 2024, we got a refresh on the Sonata, and it looks absolutely amazing. It has a very futuristic look to it. We've seen tech that we've never seen before, and I believe the Sonata was one of our first vehicles to arrive with some of the brand new software that we currently see on our new Kia and Hyundai vehicles. This is a really impressive car, but we want to put it up to the test, I guess, with the Elantra N-Line, or Elantra N. We don't actually have one here today, but I think that is a future video for us. Stay tuned for the end of this stream where we will talk about which one's the better buy, and we want to hear what you guys think too.
Now, you said this is a stream, right?
It's a stream.
Which means these videos are actually live streams. They're done in one take, and we do them every single weekday at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
We do.
The reason we do these as a stream is that way if you guys have questions, we can answer them for you in real time. And if you still have questions, why not leave them down below as a regular posted comment? And because we are the source of all things Kia and Hyundai, if you haven't already, make sure that you subscribe to the Kia Hyundai channel. You'll never believe what we film. Like this video and also leave a comment down below.
Absolutely. Now, without further ado, we will do a full walkthrough of this Sonata N-Line. I was going to say Elantra. The Sonata N-Line, just so you can get familiar with the vehicle. I think it's a fantastic sedan, and you guys know I'm a sedan person.
Yep.
We also have some critique, I guess, that we will mention along the video as well too. But again, leave a comment. Let us know what you think as you're watching this. All right, let's get into it. So starting off with the exterior, my immediate critique has to do with the color. And I don't hate it. I think it looks awesome. But it's called transmission blue. And I don't know about you guys, my pants are blue. This is gray. I don't see the connection there, but I'm not sure how it's picking up on camera.
Okay,
so let us know.
I'm going to give you guys 5 seconds. Let us know, does this look gray or does this look blue to you?
Blue, gray.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Okay.
Go.
All right. Again, with the front end, we got this new look for 2024. It's got a distinct Horizon-style daytime running light, full LED that really widens the hood and gives it that sporty, bold appearance that gives it also a lot of road presence. This definitely looks different than the rest of the vehicles in its not compact segment, but its segment. It's not exactly a full mid-size sedan. It's a little bit on the, I don't know, intermediate size, I guess. It handles its weight very well. It looks good, and there's nothing else like it on the road, really. I really like the appearance of it. You got a little bit of a black accent for the gloss area here on your front bumper, and you even have this radar plate that's utilized for your forward collision avoidance, your smart cruise control, and your highway drive assist. Highway drive assist actually starts on the N-Line trim level, great safety function. Essentially, it's a navigation-based smart cruise control, knows the speed limit of the highway that you're on, knows when it changes, keeps you centered, and keeps you from a safe distance from the car ahead of you. You're also going to get a very nice lower grille, a lot more sporty design cues as opposed to the preferred or all-wheel drive version. Speaking of all-wheel drive, this trim level of the Sonata is not available with it, so it is a front-wheel drive vehicle. More on that later. Your Hyundai badge has a sleek, low-profile finish and a nice aluminum tone, or finish, I should say. We'll pop the hood and talk about the powertrain, because that's, again, what really sets the N-Line apart from the other Sonatas. It has a beefed-up 2.5-liter turbocharged gasoline engine. That's going to give you 290 horsepower with 311 pound-feet of torque. So under $40,000 Canadian MSRP, you're getting some really good power output. Now, this vehicle isn't as intense as the Elantra N, even though it technically has more horsepower, but we'll talk again more about that later. Your transmission is an 8-speed wet-type dual-clutch transmission. You do get paddle shifters on that as well, and you do have select drive modes on this vehicle to give it a little bit more of a sporty edge or more toned down. One thing I really do like about the Sonata is the fact that you can really change the way it's performing based off your driving. And I'm going to have Charlotte come over this way to show the wheels. So these wheels are 19-inch alloys. They're exclusive to the N-Line trim level, just like a lot of the design elements you're going to see, especially when we get more towards the back of the vehicle. You're going to have larger ventilated brakes up front and then solid brakes in the rear. Lots more, I guess not lots more, but definitely increased braking force on the Sonata N-Line as opposed to the Preferred, and that's of course going to come with the enhanced power. With great power comes great responsibilities in the braking department. You're also going to have this nice flare along the side that has an N-Line badge, and this is actually a turn signal repeater. I'm going to hit the hazards on the car just so you can see the full lighting setup. I think what they've done with this vehicle gives it a lot of unique flair. This car just looks so good. So beautiful ambers, marker lights. All right, your mirrors are gonna have a nice gloss black finish, and you'll notice there's an absence of a turn signal indicator on the mirror because we do get it on the side over here. A nice, almost, I guess, matte or satin black for your side skirts. Definitely looks good. I will say, if you do have a little bit of overspray from any sort of gloss that you're using, you see it for sure. So we have a little bit over there for sure.
Exposing ourselves.
Yeah, our detail team's fantastic. I will say we didn't detail this one. All right, now for your door handle, it may not look like there's much going on, but there is two-tone, and this vehicle does have digital key to touch. So essentially, I can get in and out of my car with my phone. So it's proximity-based, very similar to Apple Pay. And all I gotta do is put my phone over there or my smartwatch to unlock my car, and I can even start it with my phone.
Whoa.
If I don't wanna do that, I can still use my regular key. You don't have to actually touch your key, it just has to be on you. Put your hand behind the door handle and you're in. To lock it, same thing. Touch the door handle, it'll lock for you. Your pillars are gonna be a nice gloss black finish. You have a nice gloss black shark fin antenna, and then a beautiful, beautiful sleek body coming back to the rear. All right, the rear of this vehicle, I think it looks fantabulous. That's a word. Oh. And then we have a nice lip spoiler, again, gloss black. So you'll find a lot of the accents on this vehicle will all be that same cohesive glossy black finish. Might be a detailing nightmare in the future, but take care of it. It'll take care of your car. It looks real good. You do have a little bit of fins up top too. Just nice to see. When it comes to the suspension on this vehicle, you do have a sport tune suspension and a rear multi-link suspension. So this vehicle handles extremely, extremely well. There is a hot take that Charlotte's probably going to mention later on, but I have a counterattack for her too, so don't worry.
Yeah.
All right, Sonata, boldly written across the back. If I could change one thing about this vehicle, I would probably have that color match to a nice dark satin that we see on our skirts, and probably the Hyundai emblem up front too.
Yeah.
But I still think it looks real good. Hyundai badge tucked away behind the glass over here in a beautiful LED tail lamp spanning the entirety of the rear end of this vehicle. For space, it's a sedan, so it's not going to be as easy to utilize the space as an SUV would, but you're buying a sedan. You knew that already. The opening is a little bit smaller, but boy, is there a lot of depth in here. Seriously, a lot of usable space. You got your Sonata mats in here, and they do come custom with Sonata N-Line badging. Charlotte. Sorry. So you do have Sonata.
I wasn't even zoned out that time. That's the worst part.
Oh boy, it's okay. And then you don't get a spare tire with this vehicle, but you do get a mobility kit. So again, just a quicker fix unless you experience a blowout. I'm really selling it here, aren't I?
Yeah. Does this have a rear view camera?
It does. Yeah, so the rear view camera is right beside your trunk release. And the trunk release is pretty nice. Just a square. It's big. You can't really miss it.
Unassuming.
Yeah.
I think it's kind of unassuming.
Hi, Tim.
Hi, Tim.
Tim's here.
You got us pizza.
Pizza.
Pizza's here. So that's the end of today's live video. All right, your exhausts are real. I don't even know what he's saying. The exhaust. Can you guys tell these videos are live? The exhaust on this vehicle, I think, again, it looks stunning. So you get a twin tip dual exhaust. Looks quite good. There's no active exhaust on the Sonata. It does have a nice sound to it, just stock. It's not going to be as aggressive as, say, the Elantra N, but it still sounds good, and it's not going to sound like your traditional Sonata, naturally aspirated Sonata. A little bit, again, of that nice satin black, and then we have some more, almost a dark chrome finish, just kind of housing your exhaust.
Yeah, that looks good.
When it comes to more design elements, again, I mentioned the finning on the lip. A little bit of, I guess, a false air curtain here. And then up at the front, I'm not sure if I actually in-depth showed the N-Line badging up front. You guys may have caught it. So again, just take a quick look over here. Just off to the passenger side front, you have an N-Line badge tucked away nice and neat. I will say, I think it's very nice the way Hyundai is badging their vehicles. I think some manufacturers can kind of over badge and it looks very tacky and corny. This is just sleek, you can still see it, but it's not overbearing, it's nice. Especially with a car like this, everything else on the car is sleek. You don't want something sticking out like a sore thumb.
Yeah.
So what a beautiful, beautiful looking machine and an even better drive. Speaking of driving, we should probably show the driver's area. So Charlotte and I are gonna switch and we're gonna take a look inside.
Nice
All right.
segue. All right, so now we get to take a look on the interior, and if you think that the exterior is really sleek, really sporty, wait until you see all of the creature comforts that we have on the interior, which is why it can make this pretty competitive if you're considering this or the Elantra N, which is something you may not have thought of considering this is the Sonata N-Line. But let's take a look on the interior. So first things first, true Hyundai fashion, you know we're starting off with the door. So you can see we have a great mix of materials here, and we're gonna have a lot of elements contrasted with some red stitching too. So again, more sportier on the interior. We're gonna have some soft touch leather. And then over here, you can see that we're gonna have our electronically controlled mirrors. We've got automatic, one touch, and what am I saying? I can't remember. Express, thank you, windows for the front too, and then regular automatic in the rear. And then up top, you're gonna notice that we have absolutely one of my favorite features, and that is memory seats, which I absolutely love, especially if you're a multi-driver household. You can have it set for 2 per driver profile. That way, all of your settings are nice and there at the touch of a button. Now, right next to it, we're gonna have one of 12 speakers. And with this vehicle, we have a premium Bose sound system. And can you believe that we have 12 speakers packed into this vehicle? That's insane. For airbags, we got 9 of them. I don't know why I always connotate airbags and speakers, but I do. All right, let's take a look at the seats and some of the differences that we have over here. And I'll have Gabby give a better overview of the passenger seat to show the design elements in and of itself. So over here, you can see that we have our regular 6-way power adjustable, so up, down, and then of course your lumbar too. But over here is where things get different. So we have 2-way lumbar support, but we also have the ability to electronically control the amount of bolster that the seat gives us too, which again, I think is a really cool sporty touch and also can make it a little bit more comfortable too, depending on how you're driving this vehicle. Over here, I'll just show some of these details and then also the pedals. You can see the start of the red detailing on our vents stretching across the dash. We have some faux carbon fiber interior, brightness adjuster, traction control, electronic parking brake, and then also your trunk release. Down below are aluminum sport style pedals. Fun little accents down there. Woohoo. All right, do you want to come around?
Yeah.
Perfect.
I can't wait to hear the Buzz fake engine noise. So this vehicle, it's not that bad. It's not bad. All right, I'll show the seat just before I hop in.
So here you can see that there's a mix of a leatherette and a suede insert. I love a suede insert on a seat too, because it's the best of both worlds. It's gonna not get as hot as regular leather in the sun, but also it's gonna heat up nicely in the winter with those heated seats. And we also have some cool end badging here too, with again, some more piping and red stitching.
Not to mention, the seat's also not black, it's a gray. So again, when it comes to temperature, it won't get as hot.
Regulates it a little bit more.
And the entirety of the car too, you see everything's gray, like a dark gray.
Dark gray, so very sporty on the interior, including our headliner. So our headliner is a black cloth headliner, so you're still getting that nice sporty touches, but because of the cabin and how big this vehicle is, also the fact that you have this huge panoramic sunroof really opens up the cabin, so it doesn't, even though it's dark and sporty, it doesn't necessarily feel that way, if that makes sense. Just because you have so much light coming in, it's really nice. These seats are also incredibly comfortable. They are heated as well, and to go with your heated seats, you're gonna have a heated steering wheel too. Your steering wheel, one of 2 critiques, and one isn't even really a critique. I think it would have been a nice touch to have done a flat bottom steering wheel for this vehicle. I know it's really not a big deal for most people. I just think it would have been really nice to see in conjunction with all of the other sporty accents we see, especially because it is a smaller detail. But some of the specific things that we do have on it is we have end badging with a strip of piano black. We have some contrast stitching with that red and then also perforated leather too. The center is an H in Morse code, and that's all in that nice gunmetal chrome. Now to the side, we're gonna have our media controls, so media mode, virtual assistant, favorites, or personalized button, and your calling. And then over here is gonna be more of those driving features. So your cruise control, your lane keep assist, your lane following distance. And then this notes icon is gonna be used to cycle through all of the options that you have in the center. So navigation, when your safety features are enabled, and then of course your vehicle's trip computer to see how it responds to you as the actual driver, which is very nice to see, I will say. It's also going to give you some more sportier accents, so you can see the oil temperature, the torque, and also, yeah.
Sporty accents? Sporty insights.
Sporty insights. I like that better. That was a little...
more correct?
Yeah. Don't come at me, guys. Behind the steering wheel, we have a couple different things. Number one is you'll notice we have paddle shifters. They're in that same satin chrome material as well, or finish. And then behind us, wiper stock, lighting stock, everything is pretty standard along those lines. Now I will say, for your actual screen. It's 12.3 inches, digital speedometer, digital tachometer, and the nice thing is that this is the updated software, so you have a simplified graphic. Everything looks very nice, and I think it does also add to some of the sportiness to it. Now to the side, our second screen that we're going to have is, again, it's another 12.3 inch screen. You can see that we have our navigation. We do have navigation in this vehicle, also your media controls. And one of my favorite things is the fact that this vehicle offers wireless Apple CarPlay or Android Auto. So you just have to connect your phone once, and from there it's going to be set up. You're going to be able to use it. And this is a very strong connection. It's significantly improved to the wireless CarPlay we've seen in the past. And I think this takes the cake over the previous wired CarPlay too, which might be a bone of contention. What do you think? You like wired CarPlay in your car?
Yeah, I personally like it, but it's definitely better on this updated software than it was in our software of the past or with some sort of projection device.
The great thing is you can see that this is also very customizable, which is something that is great to see. So you can customize it in the way that it drives, but also customize it in the way that you are able to use all of your features. If you want to know about how to change some of your safety features that Gabby mentioned on the exterior, you're going to pop into here. And from here, each of these is going to give a little bit of a blurb. Now over here, I also want to take a look at a couple other different things, such as the active sound design. So those of you who were chirping this vehicle maybe about some of the fake noise, if you want to turn it off, there you go. Or if you want to have it be louder for you, depending on the changes, the environmental changes, you can definitely do so from here too, but also you can turn it off, don't worry. I'll also pop into lights because from here you're going to be able to see and change your ambient lighting, and you have the option for up to 64 different colors. So I'm going to put it to red because we're in an N-Line, and you can see it's nicely illuminated underneath the screen, and there's a couple other spots it is brightened up too.
I think we should show the drive mode customization.
For sure.
Because on this vehicle you can do a little bit more.
Yeah, so from here is you actually have a customizable My Drive mode. So from here you can choose between your powertrain and then also the steering. You can do a combination of basically these options that you see here to do something a little bit more personalized for you. So say if you want the nice fuel economy or the intuitiveness of smart mode, but you prefer the tighter sport steering, you can mix that up for you, which is very nice to see. So again, just that other element of personalization in this vehicle. Am I yapping too much?
No, I'm just laughing at the comments.
Oh man, that always scares me. If we move down, there's a lot going on in this area, more of that red piping on the vents. All of these buttons are going to do exactly as they say. You already know about it. No piano black in sight, which is great. I will point out the search function, which is going to do as it implies. You can use it for coordinates, setup, contacts, media, you name it, you search for it, you're going to find it. Start stop button 2, proximity key with some red accenting, and we also have a column mounted shift by wire. So that's another reason to have the paddle shifter so you can manually manipulate your gears, because we don't have something that we can just knock over and adjust in the center. Down below, ooh, ready, let's get these. Ooh. 6.6 inch climate control screen here. Again, guess what guys? Everything does as it says it's going to do. So you can adjust these for your climate, dual climate control of course, and then from here you can also turn on your heated seats, heated steering wheel, adjust fan speed, fan direction, everything along those lines. Down here, if you want wired CarPlay, you can do so, or just have it charging, another USB-C, and then also a 12 volt. If you want wireless phone charging, you can have that too. We have a wireless phone charger right here. This one is upgraded to help your phone charge faster, but also so that it doesn't get as hot, which is nice. So it keeps it a little bit cooler, it regulates the temperature. Down here, drive modes. So we showed you the drive modes. Gabby explained what they are. Here's how you put your vehicle into the different drive modes. So normal, sport, and that My Drive, like I said. Putting it back into accessory mode. Either way, you guys got to see that. Now you got to see a little startup graphic, which was very cute. But again, there's your drive modes. Normal, sport, My Drive. Down below is going to be some safety features such as auto hold, which you can turn on or off. And you're also able to access your rear view camera, which will automatically come up as the vehicle is put into reverse. Nice little crash pad here too, which I think is nice. Fun sporty accent too. And if you open it up, you do have a decent amount of covered storage. Giant cup holders too, dual sizes that do sufficiently grip your beverages so they don't climb. Little convenience pocket here as well. I'm going to put the plastic in there. Egg-shaped key fob, lock, unlock, remote start, tailgate release.
A lot more usable space here now, thanks to the gear shift.
Yeah, for sure. So this is very, very comfortable. I really love how this interior is configured, especially in contrast to something like the Elantra, where it has a bar here. I'd say that the Elantra in general is more so driver focused, whereas this is comfortable for more passengers. What do you think?
Oh yeah, well that's what it's meant to be.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, back seats.
All right, back seat, we still have sufficient amenities. Dual USB-Cs, rear air vents, perfect. We have one pocket here. Good size seats, especially in the middle seat too. Definitely you can feel that this space is a lot bigger. So here's what it would look like if you were sitting in the middle seat. This is honestly pretty comfortable. This is not bad by any means, especially for a sedan in this segment.
Headroom.
Headroom.
It convexes a little bit.
Physics, good term. In the center, you do have a drop-down armrest with cup holders too.
Sweet.
So that's really the back. Tethers for car seats and latch anchors.
Very nice.
Family
And the
friendly.
seats all have suede too, which is nice. Both design-wise and of course functionality.
Definitely. Down
Beautiful.
here, big bottle pocket. Ooh, should we get this one, guys? Missed that one earlier.
And speakers.
Red stitching. Gonna grab my laptop. Grab your
yeah.
iPad too if you want.
It's okay, I'm here.
Okay.
All right, let's talk about the topic. The Elantra N versus the Sonata N-Line. And why they are priced so similarly, but are so different. And which one might be the better buy. So, of course, we don't have an Elantra N to film today, so we can't put them both head to head and show you them side by side. But I think that's just a great reason for you guys to watch our video on when we did have the Elantra N over here. I think it was about 2 weeks ago.
And it is linked in the description too.
Ooh, already? Nice. So I think I want to start off by saying more horsepower don't mean more sports car.
Ooh.
So this vehicle technically has a larger displacement engine. It has more horsepower as well too. So you're getting 290 horse in this vehicle, the Sonata N-Line. You're going to get about 276 to 286 depending on if you're using N-Grin shift or N-Grin shift. I was going to say N-Grin boost, but that's the EV on the Elantra N. So that doesn't necessarily mean this is more of a sports car. This is definitely more of a comfortable, maybe grand tour vehicle. I would call this more of a GT for sure.
For sure.
The Elantra N is a track-ready daily, however, so that would be my pick for a track day over this, even though this one's technically, on paper, the more powerful car. Now, Charlotte, what are your hot takes between the two?
So, and this is something I've seen on the ever-credible Reddit as well. You know, it's
What about your real-world experience, though, driving the two? What do you have side by side? You've had the ability to track drive an Elantra N. We haven't been able to track drive a Sonata N-Line, unfortunately, but based off how we have driven the cars.
So, okay, so in that context, for sure, this one, like you said, exactly, it's very comfortable. It's more comfortable in the interior. I will say there's certain elements that I absolutely love about the Elantra N. The handling is absolutely phenomenal. Phenomenal. And I also like the added level of customization. So if you guys thought that the custom drive mode here was very interesting, in the Elantra N, you're not only going to have N mode, but you're going to have N custom modes too, where you're able to finer tune that, and you're able to fine tune a lot more elements, such as your stability controls, such as the limited slip differential. Everything along those lines, you're able to tune it even more to your preferences, and to also get the best performance out of it in the track or whatever situation it is that you want. So for that reason, yeah, I think it's absolutely phenomenal. It is, I cannot say that word. It is the track-ready daily driver. So it's a track car that you can daily drive.
I saw the hot topic comment already. So everyone who has beef with the Sonata N-Line always mentions a limited slip diff. And to that, I have to say there's a time and a place for it.
Yes.
Makes sense on a vehicle like the Elantra N. And I also think cost effectively, it doesn't make sense on this vehicle. This already isn't exactly a cheap car. It's just under $40,000 Canadian for the 2024 model. But it's not meant for track use. It's a great car for someone who wants a sedan, but they want something that not only has the tech and the luxe touches that they like, but it has a little bit of extra, you know, it's got some power, it's not slow, maybe it's not a hybrid. They want something with a little bit more fun, but they're not tracking it. If you want to track your car, you're getting the Elantra N.
Yeah.
The price point is so close between the two. Adding a limited slip differential to this vehicle just wouldn't make sense.
So Ray, I see your comment. I hear you. I feel you. Sonata N-Line is not a track car with no limited slip diff. I probably would be team limited slip diff in this car. But the thing is, that's not its intended purpose.
Yeah.
Just for me personally. Just like if it was a one-off. That's not its intended purpose. This is not a track car. This is a creature comfort cruiser. That was a lot of
That's a
Cs.
word.
Creature comfort cruiser with sufficient power. More than sufficient power. The Elantra N is a track-ready car that can be a daily driver. This is a daily driver with power.
Yes. That's a good way to put it. Daily driver
Thanks.
with power, Elantra N.
But I
Power
see
that you
you,
can
I
daily
get
drive.
you. I don't think the price difference would be astronomical. I think it would be like $1,500 if this had a limited slip diff. But that's just calculations from who knows what type of credibility.
Reddit?
My brain. Like,
Yeah, it's interesting. I do think they have obviously done away with a little bit of tech that they had in the previous gen Sonata, so the 360 camera, which is a bit of a bummer, but they've added a lot for 2024. Brand new software, things we've never seen before, over-the-air updates, digital key. I don't know, I do miss the 360 camera, but I mean, I'm still happy with the vehicle. And I think the look of it over the almost guppy catfish style look of the previous gen, this one looks better, you guys. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
I love the exterior styling of this. I think it's great. Yeah, Ray said too much wheel spin when I do launch control on my N-Line. For sure, for sure.
Better tires.
Yeah. Get some
That's all I
grippy,
can say.
some
Better
grippy
tires.
grips.
Better tires will be cheaper than a limited slip diff. And don't try to put one in aftermarket. That's gonna be.
Yeah, that is not a good idea.
The risk is not worth the reward. I'll tell you that. What else? This vehicle, I will say, things like the sunroof, the huge sunroof in this car, again, adds to that luxe sedan look. And then, of course, having that sporty punch it's a nice car. I would probably take this over an Elantra N, shockingly.
Wow, that is shocking.
I know. I do love the Elantra N, you guys, but I think I just spend too much time driving my vehicles regularly to actually...
Yeah, I was going to say, it just wouldn't get it. Your lifestyle doesn't fit that of utilizing its full potential, you know?
Most of my driving is regular driving. Doubt asked if this is the same motor as the Elantra N. No, so this is larger displacement, still turbocharged. This is a 2.5 liter turbo. The Elantra N is a 2 liter. And I will say, the Elantra N is essentially supposed to be based off of a TCR car. And for TCR, it's front wheel drive and it's a 2 liter turbo. There's talk about, because Bierman did say that he left enough room in the Elantra N to throw in a 2.5 liter turbo, that might happen. It may. I can't say it's been confirmed. I don't know. But so we won't see it all wheel drive. That's one thing. And I don't want to say for sure that we'll see a 2.5, but again, it is possible. So who knows? Who knows?
To be anyone's game, and why not rule it out?
Someone said, OMG, can you legally say that? What?
We did.
What did we say that was controversial?
Just remember, Hyundai Canada, Kia Canada, we don't work for them, unfortunately.
No. No. But you know who we do work for? It's promo time. Brantford Kia, Brantford Hyundai, and Owen Sound Hyundai. If you're looking for a new Kia or Hyundai vehicle, we are based in Ontario. 2 of our locations are in Brantford, hence Brantford Kia and Brantford Hyundai.
No way.
And our Owen Sound store is a little further up north, but all of our stores will treat you right, help you out, and make sure you get the vehicle of your dreams.
Mark said about you preferring this over the Elantra N.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I prefer both. But I don't know. I think it really depends on the day that you ask me. I do like the look of the Sonata better, though. So, I don't know. I think aesthetically, this is a better looking car. That might be a hot take, but I'm also a fan of big sedans.
Yeah, I love the exterior of this car. I think it looks great. Actually, I love the interior of this car. If I bought a sedan, it would be this one, I think.
All right. We should probably end off today's video. Probably. We are under the 30-minute mark.
Anything else that we needed to cover? I don't think so. Safety. It's rated as the top safety pick by the IIHS.
Beauty. All right, you guys. Bye.
Bye, y'all.